Night before prom, our class Snapchat group chat suddenly blew up. Oh my god, Ashton, why'd you switch your prom partner to Haley? Weren't you supposed to dance the opening waltz with Chloe? Ashton replied casually, so I changed it. What's the big deal? It's not like she'll get mad. She's easy. She can just come tomorrow and be Haley's and my personal photographer. My mind went completely blank. I was still clutching the designer tie I had specially bought for Ashton. I exited the group chat and threw the tie straight into the trash can and blocked him on everything. I scrolled to the bottom of my contacts to find the one guy in school nobody dared to mess with, Ryder, the top-tier F4 racer. Ryder, do you need a date for prom tomorrow night? Ashton's words felt like cold knives cutting my heart to pieces. Everyone knew I was basically Ashton Miller's exclusive shadow to match his prom suit. I had ordered a custom-made couture gown in the exact same color palette. And now he just changed his mind without even telling me to my face. Someone in the group chat asked him, "Aren't you afraid Chloe will find someone else? You literally have to bring a date tomorrow." Ashton replied with a mocking sneer, "No way. Chloe has been following me around since 9th grade. She's head over heels for me. Giving her a spot as our photographer is doing her a favor. She'll show up tomorrow with her camera, guaranteed." The chat quickly filled with guys hyping him up, sending "bro is a legend" texts. Then someone else chimed in, "Don't be so sure, man. What if Chloe actually finds someone else? She's pretty popular in school, too. You know, plenty of guys want to ask her out." Another text popped up immediately. "Did you guys forget about Ryder? He's always had a thing for Chloe. He's a USF4 racer. Half the girls in school are lining up to get his attention. You sure Chloe won't give him a chance?" Ashton paused for a few seconds before typing back, his tone noticeably colder. "Shit, Ryder is nothing. Chloe would never look at him. She only cares about me. Just last week, she canceled all her plans just because she didn't see me for a single day. In her world, I'm the only one who matters. Don't worry, tomorrow night she'll be there happily taking pictures of me." After that, the group chat went quiet. A long moment passed before someone cautiously typed, "Oh, that's kinda messed up to do to Chloe. You should have at least told her first." Ashton let out an annoyed ugh before replying, "Annoying. I'll deal with it later." The chat quickly went back to joking around. To be honest, Chloe is a bit plain compared to Haley. Ashton is living the dream. Those teasing words felt like they were crushing me. I scrolled to the very bottom of my contacts. Ryder, the resident bad boy of Santa Monica High, a rising star in the USF4 racing circuit, and the guy Ashton had unilaterally declared his arch nemesis for the past 3 years. The phone rang twice before he picked up. "Chloe, wow, you finally decided to call me. What's up?" I spoke flatly. "Ryder, do you still need a date for prom tomorrow?" On the other end of the line, I heard the sharp screech of car brakes. After 2 seconds of dead silence, Ryder's voice came through, "For you, I'm always free." I hung up and threw myself onto my bed. Staring at the ceiling, my thoughts began to drift. How could someone change so quickly from 9th grade to 12th grade? We spent 4 whole years together. We stayed up late studying for the SATs. And just a few months ago, he was excitedly planning our first dance at prom. Back then, he said he wanted the entire school to envy him that night. But now, when the finish line we had both waited for was right in front of us, he suddenly let go of my hand and ran towards someone else. If he wanted to change dates, why couldn't he just tell me? Was I really that insignificant to him? If he found me so annoying, what about his late-night promises when he whispered about our future? Were those all lies? Or was it just because the night was too dark for him to see who was actually standing by his side? I hugged my knees tightly, hiding myself in the dark, and let the tears flow. Honestly, it wasn't like I couldn't live without him. And I definitely wasn't head over heels for him like he claimed. Every time our opinions differed, he would throw a temper tantrum. He only smiled when I went along with whatever he wanted. So while I quietly kept up with my own life goals, I constantly made compromises for him. Ashton wasn't wrong about one thing. I had built my future plans around him. As long as it didn't cross my boundaries or hurt my self-respect, I was willing to compromise for the sake of love. That didn't mean I would let him walk all over me. I unlocked my phone, opened the meticulously planned prom itinerary and our reservation for 2 at the rooftop restaurant, and tapped cancel. All without hesitation. He made his choice, and I have my pride. From now on, we go our separate ways. Right after I washed my face, Ashton tried to FaceTime me. "I need to see you." When I didn't answer, he sent several more FaceTime requests before finally texting, "We're at our usual spot. Everyone is waiting for you. Hurry up, get an Uber." But I didn't want to go. Tired of staying in the moment, I sent it. A reply popped up. "Are you sick? I'll come over." "No, don't come." Just as I replied with a frown, Haley sent me a Snapchat message. "I'm so sorry, Chloe. I was the one who begged Ashton to let me come. I didn't know it would make you upset. I'm leaving right now as long as you come. I don't mind whatever happens to me." Before I could even reply, people started spamming my name in the group chat. "Chloe, what is your problem? You can't stand Ashton having other friends. Your jealousy is getting ridiculous. You're just jealous because Haley is prettier than you." Instinctively wanting to explain, when a message from Ashton popped up. "Chloe, I was the one who invited Haley. If you're mad, take it out on me. Why are you making Haley feel bad? Why are you making Haley feel bad? Whatever. Stay home if you want. We're having more fun without you anyway." Right after they sent a bunch of photos of them partying, someone added sarcastically, "It's so much more fun when certain people aren't here." What a bunch of psychos. I immediately left the group chat and blocked Ashton's Snapchat. In the past, no matter how much we fought, I always accommodated him. Now, out of sight, out of mind. Honestly, when Haley first transferred to our school, she was actually my friend. Back then, Ashton even warned me, saying Haley seems shady and that I shouldn't get too close to her. To help her feel included, I brought her into my friend group, and even put in a lot of effort to help her get along with Ashton. But during the homecoming pep rally, Haley took off her nerdy black-rimmed glasses and showed up in a stunning red dress. After that night, Ashton never told me to stay away from her again. He and Haley got closer and closer. He even took the initiative to add her to our core group chat. By the time I realized what was happening, my old friends had all turned into Haley's personal bodyguards. Ashton treated Haley way too well. Once Ashton and I had a massive fight over it and didn't speak for 3 months. I told him, if you like Haley, I'll step aside. But Ashton got so panicked. His eyes went red and he held me tight, apologizing. "You're the only one I care about. Haley comes from a broken home and gets bullied at school." I just felt bad for her and wanted to help her out. I believed him, but Ashton was just treating me like a fool. Their interactions became more and more frequent, using the word friends as a pathetic cover-up until last night when he officially replaced me as his prom partner with Haley, making me look like a complete idiot. By the time I snapped out of my thoughts, the sun had already set. My mom had come home at some point, and she smiled as she looked at me. "Did you fight with Ashton again? He said you blocked him. He wants you to unblock him." I gave a vague answer and walked out the door. Our school counselor, Mr. Davis, had asked us to come in for one final check on our college enrollment portal before the system shut down. When I arrived, there was an empty seat next to Ashton. Usually that was my spot, but Haley sat right down in it. Ashton didn't say anything. He naturally took Haley's designer handbag and set it on his lap. He kept glancing over at me. He was waiting for me to bow my head and apologize. Too bad for him. He was dead wrong this time. I turned around and sat down right next to Ryder. Far away from them. "Make sure you double-check everything, guys. The college portal closes tonight. And once it's locked, there's no going back," Mr. Davis yelled from the front of the classroom. Seeing me sit next to him, Ryder stopped spinning his car keys. "Well, look who finally decided to talk to me. Aren't you afraid your precious Ashton will get jealous?" I didn't offer a long explanation. My voice was calm. "I'm done with him." Suddenly, someone tapped my shoulder. "Chloe, don't you have anything to say to me?" I ignored him, but Ashton grabbed my arm and dragged me out into the hallway. "Chloe, are you serious? Right now you're throwing a tantrum and blocking me over this? I'm warning you. Unblock me right now, or don't ever bother texting me again." I forced myself to look at him for a few seconds. "Okay, I wasn't planning on texting you ever again anyway." Ashton's face instantly turned incredibly pale. "Fine. Don't come crying back to me later." I turned to walk away, but he suddenly grabbed my hand again. His eyes filled with a desperate seriousness. "Stop acting like a child. Go check your enrollment portal again. Make sure you didn't make any mistakes." He wanted to say more, but Haley walked up and interrupted him. "Ashton, I don't really understand this part of the form. Can you help me look at it?" "Sure. Let me see." Ashton immediately looked down at Haley's tablet. I let out a sarcastic laugh and walked away. By the time he looked up to say something else, I was already back inside the classroom. "Chloe, make sure you double-check it carefully." Actually, when I was checking the portal earlier, I saw the enrollment changes Ashton had made. He had secretly logged into our shared portal and changed the college preferences we had agreed on. He changed his to school in the same city as Haley's. He probably thought that as long as he didn't tell me, I would just submissively change my choice to match his like I always did. What a joke. Since he didn't want to bring it up, I played dumb. After all, he thought I was obsessed with him. And I found explaining things to him too exhausting. Luckily, I finally opened my eyes. Back in the classroom, Ryder saw my terrible expression but didn't pry. He just told me to focus on getting ready for prom tonight. That evening, I showed up at prom as Ryder's date. The moment we walked into the decorated venue, almost every eye in the room locked onto us. Right ahead of us stood Ashton, his face stark. I treated him like thin air, walking right past him without a second glance. When I walked past the hallway near the restrooms, I ran into Ashton and one of his friends. "Ashton, you need to tell Chloe about changing your college choice. Are you really okay with her going to a different state alone? Look how close she's getting with Ryder now." Ashton let out a dismissive snort. "What she does has nothing to do with me. Besides, she definitely changed her college choice already. She's just using Ryder to make me jealous. It's so annoying." I froze, stepping out of the shadows and running straight into them. Ashton told his friend to leave and cornered me against the wall. "Going to prom with Ryder without telling me? You're really trying to test my patience, aren't you, Chloe? You think this petty little stunt is going to make me jealous?" He grabbed my wrist, his voice arrogant. "Fine, I'll let it slide. Can we make up now? Did you check your college portal then?" He added with a slight hesitation in his voice. "Did you change yours to match mine?" I kept my mouth shut, and the silence became painfully awkward. As we stood there, Haley walked over. "Ashton, the guys out there are teasing me. Come help me." Then she acted as if she had just noticed me, her voice dripping with fake surprise. "Are you here alone? Please don't misunderstand. I only asked Ashton to be my date because I didn't have one, and I've been looking forward to prom for so long. I was too exhausted to play along with her drama. Taking advantage of Ashton's distraction, I slipped away. But before I could run off, Haley reached out and blocked my path. I'm so sorry, Chloe. Did I make you upset? I'll leave. I just don't want you and Ashton to fight because of me. He's been in such a bad mood these past few days because of you, and it hurts me to see him like this. As long as he's happy, I'll do anything. With tears welling up in her eyes. She looked like she was about to drop to her knees and beg. What are you doing, Haley? Get up. Ashton shoved me aside, pulling Haley into his arms with an expression of pure worry. Chloe, can you stop acting crazy every time you see Haley? We're going to be in the same city for the next 4 years. Why do you have to be so incredibly petty? I stared at him, finding the whole thing hysterical. You honestly think the way you two act is how just friends behave? He froze for a second, then sneered. Oh, so you're finally dropping the act. Weren't you the one who said she was pitiful and told me to look out for her? You were the one who brought her into our circle. I stared at his face. A face I had looked at for over 10 years and realized he looks like a total stranger. If you love playing savior so much, why don't you guys just date? I turned and walked away, completely ignoring Ashton's furious shouts behind me. If you walk away now, don't you ever come back. I didn't even look back. During the interactive game segment of prom, the spotlight suddenly landed on Ashton and Haley. The screen above the stage flashed the words truth or dare/take a shot. The crowd started chanting and cheering. Haley looked at Ashton, seemingly flustered. His friends shouted from the crowd, Haley, everyone is watching. If Ashton rejects the dare, you have to down 3 shots of tequila. With all the cheering and whistling around them, Haley's face flushed red. She tried to explain, looking like she was on the verge of tears. Ashton stood there completely still. Ashton doesn't want to do it. I'll just take the shots, Haley said, closing her eyes and reaching for the cup. Suddenly, a hand reached out and stopped her. You have a severe alcohol allergy. Do you want to end up in the ER? Ashton muttered. But what else can I do? I don't want to ruin the vibe for everyone. Looking at Haley's tearful face, Ashton lifted her chin. You couldn't have picked anyone else besides me? No. Haley, overcoming her shyness, grabbed Ashton's lapels, stood on her tiptoes, and kissed him. This time, Ashton didn't pull away. Instead, he wrapped his hand around her waist and deepened the kiss. The cheers and whistles from the crowd grew deafening, but my heart felt like it had been dropped into a boiling pot of oil, burning with a searing ache. Even though I had told myself I didn't care anymore, seeing this still hurt. 10 years of friendship and feelings can't be ripped out without drawing blood. When I finally got home, a small pebble suddenly hit my bedroom window. It was our secret signal. For a split second, I wished I had amnesia. I leaned out the window. Standing down there was Ashton, the same guy who had just been passionately kissing Haley at prom. He spoke with a pleading tone. Chloe, stop playing games. Go change your college commitment. Chloe laughed. Not because it was funny, because if she didn't laugh, she might actually scream. She looked down at Ashton standing beneath her window. Are you insane? He frowned. What? You just spent half the night making out with Haley in front of the entire school. That was a game. A game? Chloe repeated. Did the game also force you to switch prom dates without telling me? Did it force you to change your college? Did it force you to let everyone call me your personal photographer? Ashton rubbed his forehead impatiently. You're overreacting. No, Chloe said calmly. I'm finally reacting. He stiffened. Look, I know you're angry. I'm not angry anymore. I'm giving you one last chance. Change your college commitment tonight. She stared at him. You still think I'm following you? Obviously. You've followed me for 10 years. You'll cool off. You always do. Chloe almost admired his confidence. He genuinely believed she could never leave. She smiled. I didn't change my college. Relief instantly flooded Ashton's face. I knew it. Because, she continued, I never needed to. He blinked. What? I simply restored the college I originally wanted. His smile disappeared. What? You changed your application behind my back. I changed it back. I'm going to Stanford. You and Haley can enjoy your college together. For several seconds, Ashton couldn't process her words. You never told me. So why should I tell you? His expression finally cracked. No, that's impossible. You promised we'd stay together. I promised the Ashton who respected me. I never promised this version. She closed the window. Good night. Bang. The curtain shut. Outside, Ashton stood frozen. The next morning, graduation rehearsal was chaos. The entire senior class was buzzing. Did you hear? Chloe and Ryder came together after prom. I saw Ryder driving her home. I heard Ashton spent half the night looking for Chloe. He looked ready to kill somebody. Across the gym, Haley happily walked toward Ashton. Morning, she reached for his arm. He subconsciously stepped away. Haley froze. Ashton? His eyes searched the crowd. Finally, he found Chloe. She was laughing. Actually laughing. Not beside him. Beside Ryder. Ryder was saying something ridiculous while spinning his racing helmet on one finger. Chloe laughed so hard, she nearly spilled her coffee. Ashton had never seen her smile like that. Not once. Something inside his chest twisted violently. Ryder noticed Ashton staring. Without saying a word, he casually took Chloe's coffee, then drank from the exact same straw. The entire hallway went silent. Everyone knew Ryder. He was ridiculously germophobic. He didn't even let teammates touch his water bottles. Yet now, he drank from Chloe's cup like it was the most natural thing in the world. One student whispered, "No way." Another gasped, "Ryder actually likes her." Ashton's fists clenched. He marched over. "Ryder." Ryder didn't even look at him. "What? Give me one reason I shouldn't punch you." Ryder finally turned. A lazy grin spread across his face. "You've been wanting to punch me since sophomore year. So, what's stopping you?" The surrounding students immediately pulled out their phones. "Fight, fight, fight." Ashton ignored them. He looked straight at Chloe. "Come here." Chloe didn't move. "I said come here." Instead, Ryder casually stepped in front of her. "You talking to my date?" "Ashton," Ryder said with a smile. "Didn't you replace yours?" Laughter erupted through the hallway. Someone couldn't hold it in. "Damn, that was brutal." Ashton's face darkened. "Stay out of this." Ryder shrugged. "I would. But she doesn't seem interested in going with you." For the first time in years, Ashton realized something terrifying. Whenever he ordered Chloe to follow him, she always did. Today, she hadn't taken a single step toward him. Not one. Ashton's jaw tightened. "Chloe." "No." She didn't even let him finish. "No, you don't get to say my name like we're still on good terms." The hallway went completely silent. Everyone who had been pretending not to watch suddenly stopped walking. Ashton took a step closer. "Can you stop embarrassing me in front of everyone?" Chloe laughed. "Embarrassing you? You replaced me as your prom date in a Snapchat group chat. You volunteered me to be your personal photographer. You let your friends call me jealous, clingy, and pathetic. You kissed another girl in front of the entire school. And somehow I'm embarrassing you?" Ashton's face turned red. "That wasn't what happened." "Oh, then explain it." "I was helping Haley." Chloe burst out laughing. "Helping? That's what we're calling making out now." A wave of snickers spread through the crowd. One student muttered, "He's cooked." Ashton shot everyone a glare before turning back. "I only kissed her because of the game." "Oh, please. If there'd been a dare to jump off the roof, would you have done that too?" A few people couldn't hold back their laughter. Ashton's ears burned. "You're twisting everything." "No. I'm removing all the excuses. You keep acting like every horrible thing you did magically doesn't count because you had a reason. You lied. You hid your college plans. You changed our future behind my back. You replaced me. You humiliated me. You gaslit me. And then you had the nerve to stand under my bedroom window telling me to change my college so I could keep following you." She looked him dead in the eyes. "The ego on you is unbelievable. You actually think you're some kind of prize." His expression faltered. "I never said that. You didn't have to. You act like the entire world is supposed to orbit around you. You honestly believed I'd spend from taking pictures of you and Haley like some unpaid third wheel. Who the hell do you think you are?" The hallway went dead quiet. Even Haley had gone pale. "Ashton," Chloe continued, her voice icy. "Do you know what the funniest part is? You keep calling Ryder my revenge." She shook her head. "You're giving yourself way too much credit. I didn't go with Ryder to make you jealous. I went with him because he actually asked me. He respected me. He didn't treat me like a backup plan. He didn't expect me to rearrange my entire future around him." She stepped closer. "And unlike you, he actually knows how to apologize when he's wrong." Ashton's lips parted. No. You've talked enough. For years, actually. You made promises you never intended to keep. You kept telling me Haley was just a friend, while practically dating her in front of everyone. You know what? I'm embarrassed." His eyes lit up with hope. "You mean you're embarrassed about yesterday?" She smiled coldly. "No. I'm embarrassed that I wasted so many years on someone this selfish." Someone in the back whispered, "Damn." Another quietly said, "She isn't holding back." Chloe folded her arms. "You spent years acting like I was lucky you acknowledged me." Reality check. You weren't some prince. You were just an immature guy with an oversized ego who got addicted to having someone clean up his messes. You didn't lose me because of one kiss. You lost me because every single time you had to choose between respecting me and feeding your own ego. You chose yourself." His face went completely white. "You don't mean that." She looked at him like he was a stranger. "I've never meant anything more." He reached for her wrist. She immediately stepped back. "Don't touch me. I don't want your hands on me." The same hands that were all over Haley less than 12 hours ago. His hand froze in midair. "If you have even a shred of decency left, leave me alone. Go be with the girl you keep choosing. And stop pretending you want me only after realizing I can actually walk away." Without another glance, Chloe turned toward Ryder. "You ready to go?" Ryder grinned. "I've been ready." He held the door open for her. As they walked away together, Ashton remained rooted to the spot. For the first time in 10 years, Chloe never looked back. Ashton stood frozen as Chloe walked away. The next day, Rumors spread across the entire school. Everyone had seen the prom kiss, and everyone had heard Chloe publicly dump Ashton. By lunch, Ashton cornered Chloe again. "Can we talk?" She sighed. "We've talked enough. I made a mistake." "You made a choice," Chloe corrected. "There's a difference. I can fix this." "You can't." He grabbed her arm. "Stop avoiding me." Chloe yanked her arm free. "Don't touch me. You treated me like I was disposable. You replaced me, lied to me about college, kissed Haley, then expected me to follow you anyway. Are you actually hearing yourself?" "I didn't mean." "I don't care what you meant. I care what you did." The hallway fell silent. "Ashton, you're unbelievably selfish. You expected me to give up my dream school for you while you secretly changed yours for Haley. You wanted two girls chasing you at the same time. That's pathetic." His face turned red. "It wasn't like that." "Oh really?" She pulled out her phone. "Then explain these screenshots." She projected the Snapchat messages onto the hallway TV used for school announcements. "She can be our personal photographer. She's easy. She'll definitely come." Gasps echoed through the hallway. His friends immediately backed away. "Dude, you actually said that?" Haley's face turned white. "Ashton," he stammered. I was joking." Chloe laughed. "The only joke here is you." She turned toward everyone watching. "I spent years thinking this guy respected me. He didn't. He just liked having someone who always forgave him." She looked back at Ashton. "Not anymore." Then she deleted every photo of them together in front of everyone. "Congratulations. You and Haley deserve each other. I deserve better." She walked away with Ryder. This time, nobody stopped her. Behind her, Ashton realized too late that he hadn't lost a backup plan. He had lost the one person who had always chosen him, and she wasn't coming back. By the end of the school day, karma came faster than Ashton expected. Someone had screen recorded the entire confrontation in the hallway. By evening, it had spread across every senior's Snapchat, Instagram, and TikTok. The comments were brutal. He dumped his date, called her easy, then got dumped himself. He secretly changed colleges to follow another girl. That's insane. Justice for Chloe. The screenshots of the group chat went viral around school. "She can be our personal photographer. She's easy. She'll definitely come." Not a single person found them funny anymore. His own basketball teammates started roasting him. "Dude, you fumbled so hard. You really thought she'd wait forever? What were you thinking?" Even the guys who had hyped him up in the group chat quietly deleted their messages. Nobody wanted to be associated with him. Meanwhile, Haley discovered the comments were turning on her too. Thousands of students mocked the poor innocent Haley act. Funny how she always cries when she gets caught. She looked real happy during that kiss. So much for "I don't want to come between you two." She tried posting a story saying everyone had misunderstood. No one believed her. The replies were filled with laughing emojis and screenshots of her old messages. The next Monday was worse. The student council announced the winners of the senior superlatives. Most likely to succeed. Best athlete. Kindest senior. Then the unofficial student poll that everyone voted on every year leaked online. Biggest clown. Ashton Miller. By over 70% of the votes. The cafeteria exploded with laughter. Someone even placed a red clown nose on his lunch tray. Another left a toy camera on his desk with a sticky note. "For your next personal photographer." Ashton crushed the note in his fist. His face burned with humiliation. He searched the cafeteria for Chloe. Instead of looking heartbroken, she was sitting across from Ryder. She was smiling. Actually smiling. Ryder stole one of her fries. She rolled her eyes and stole half his burger. The two of them laughed like nothing in the world was wrong. For the first time since middle school, Chloe looked genuinely happy. Ashton suddenly stood up. "Chloe." The entire cafeteria fell silent. She slowly looked over. "What?" His voice cracked. "Can we please talk?" Before Chloe could answer, Ryder leaned back in his chair. "Dude. She already dumped you. Take the hint." Laughter erupted again. Ashton wanted the floor to swallow him whole. He looked at Chloe with desperate eyes. "I know I messed up. I'll stop talking to Haley. I'll change my college back. I'll do anything." Chloe shook her head. "See, that's the problem. You still think this is about Haley. It isn't. It's about you. You only regret it because your actions finally had consequences. If everyone had agreed with you, you would have never apologized." Her words hit harder than any slap. She stood up. "You didn't lose me today. You lost me the moment you stopped respecting me. And respect isn't something you can beg to get back." She turned around with Ryder and walked out of the cafeteria together. This time, graduation arrived in the blink of an eye. Students laughed, signed yearbooks, and took hundreds of pictures. Ashton stood in the crowd, subconsciously searching for Chloe one last time. He finally spotted her. She was surrounded by friends. Ryder stood beside her, helping adjust her graduation cap before grinning and messing it up again just to make her laugh. That carefree smile, it used to belong to him. Or at least he had always assumed it would. When the principal announced the graduates heading to their universities, the auditorium erupted in cheers. Stanford University. Chloe Carter. Thunderous applause. Chloe walked confidently across the stage. Not once did she look toward Ashton. A few moments later, University of California, Ashton Miller. The applause was polite. Nothing more. For the first time in his life, he understood what it felt like to be ordinary. 3 months later, college had begun. Ashton got exactly what he thought he wanted. The same city as Haley. The fantasy lasted less than a month. Without Chloe quietly reminding him about assignments, deadlines, and interviews, his grades slipped. Without someone constantly smoothing over arguments, he and Haley fought almost every week. Eventually, he overheard Haley complaining to her roommate. "I thought dating Ashton would make college easier. He's so exhausting. I miss when Chloe handled everything." Those words hit him like a truck. For years, he had taken Chloe's care for granted. He hadn't realized how much she had done until she was gone. By the end of the semester, Haley broke up with him. "It isn't working." She walked away, without looking back, exactly like Chloe had. Meanwhile, Chloe's life couldn't have been more different. Stanford challenged her in ways she'd always dreamed of. She joined clubs, made new friends, and stopped shrinking herself to fit someone else's expectations. Ryder enrolled nearby through his racing program and visited whenever their schedules allowed. There was no guessing, no jealousy, no mind games. If something bothered them, they talked about it. Months later, Ryder handed her a small box. She opened it. Inside was the designer tie she had thrown away before prom. "I found the same one," he said with a grin. "I figured the old one belonged to a bad memory. This one can belong to a better one." Chloe laughed so hard her eyes watered. Then she wrapped her arms around him. "Yeah, I like this memory a lot better." Years later, during a high school reunion, Ashton saw Chloe again. She was confident, successful, and happier than he'd ever seen her. She greeted him with the same polite smile she'd give any former classmate. Nothing more. No bitterness. No lingering feelings. Just indifference. Ironically, that hurt him the most. As he watched Chloe leave hand in hand with Ryder, he finally understood something. He hadn't lost her because Ryder was better looking. He hadn't lost her because of one kiss. He lost her because every time Chloe chose him, he took it for granted. Then one day, she finally